All right, so little wrap-up video on the Dodge Grand Caravan Pentastar 3.6 oil filter cooler housing swap out. Looks like this bad boy was made in the US&A way back when. I didn't see any problems here, any cracks with the actual plastic part of the body. These plugs here in the back seem to be fine, but this O-ring here, this O-ring I think was leaking. These seals here were not so healthy and kind of heat stuck to the engine. This one wasn't that bad. Okay, but these two were like heat stuck, and this one was leaking. I think this is coolant, and this is coolant. This one was fine. This gasket's still okay. So coolant comes in from here too. So we'll come back to this bad boy in a second, but there she is. It's a Dorman oil filter housing replacement, all aluminum construction, new seals, etc. So hopefully this does the job. I changed the oil as well, dropped all the coolant out, and added new coolant, burped the system, all that stuff. What was happening was this engine oil cooler was leaking, but it was coming out this side, and I thought it was a transmission cooler, transmission line, or the transmission was leaking, because it would leak from the left to the right and would drip down onto the transmission, kind of drip down between this I guess bell housing or whatever and the actual transmission pan. So I thought, oh no, we got a transmission problem, and that was not the case. So pretty easy to take the upper and lower intake manifold. I mean, quite honestly, these engines are easy to work on once you have a decent idea of what you're doing. And quite frankly, these type of clips, or any type of clips on this engine or anything, are probably the hardest thing to get apart without breaking them. The one thing I'll say about the Dorman product, I mean, it's all aluminum. That's great, came with the filter, but you've got to put the damn thing together. That was pretty annoying. And it doesn't come with new sensors. And when I went to go take off the two sensors from this original unit, this sensor here, which is the smaller threaded one, came out no problem. It didn't have any white sealant, Teflon sealant on one, but this one had a lot of the white Teflon high temperature sealant on it, and I had to put it on the vise to take it off, and the end of it snapped, so I had to go to Advance Auto and get a new one. So that's about it. Little note on these Harbor Freight star socket sets. I think this is the reason that actual mechanics buy snap-on tools, and they spend a lot of money on them. Okay, so this guy is supposed to be an impact socket quality, right? High visibility marking, carbon vanadium steel construction. Maybe it's not impact, but lifetime warranty. Okay, so I mean, the torque setting on the lower manifold is, I think, about 8 pounds, roughly, which is nothing. I mean, that's nothing. And somehow I managed to snap, I don't know if you could tell on camera here, but you see where that's shiny? Managed to snap the very tip of it off. Now, where that very tip of it went, I don't know. But I'm sure glad it didn't make it up in the valve body, drop in there. I mean, I had a towel on there, but that could ruin your day pretty quick, right? So I mean, I like Harbor Freight. It's a good price point, but shit like this, that could be bad, bro. Really bad if that little sliver of hardened metal ends up somewhere in the engine. So that's about it. Overall, this job is pretty easy. Honestly, if I would have had the part, this is probably like a 2.5 to 3 hour job. Taking apart the upper and lower intake manifold. I mean, I've done it a couple times now, but that's, you know, maybe a 45-minute job. Getting everything cleaned up, maybe about another hour or so, and then buttoning everything back up about another 45 minutes to an hour, you know. But actually, part of that would also be that you got to drain the oil and the coolant. So, you know, that's probably where you get banged up a little bit. Like I see a lot of people saying this is about a $1,400 job at a shop. This part, or the Dorman part, was about $200 with tax on Amazon. Had to buy a new sensor that was like $35. Coolant, oil, I mean, whatever that comes out to be. So like a $300 repair to get you back in business. All right, so that's about that, man. Hopefully the new one lasts. It's all aluminum, which is better than plastic, but I don't think that's really the issue. I think these O-rings and these gasket seals are the real issue. And it could be also that, you know, the plastic kind of deforms and doesn't allow the gaskets and O-rings to seal properly. Who the hell knows? There it is. Another fine job. This car is kind of turning me into mechanic, which I'm not sure if I like or hate. So, but that's that. If you have any questions, comments, bring them on, baby. We'll see you on the next one.